Hello, YouTube. So, I've been a bit lazy on the YouTube at the moment. It's been January, and you know what? No excuses. It's been busy, but I can still do a video. So, yeah, I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to do an upper body session today and film it, and then I'm going to do a leg session tomorrow, and I'm going to film it as well. So, yeah, two videos. I'm going to come back with a bang. So, today is Friday. Got upper body. Literally just finished my work for my check-ins, and then I'm now going to eat my pre-workout meal. So my pre-workout meal is, what have I got here? 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of uncooked weight rice, that's 200 grams of uncooked chicken as well, half an avocado, 100 grams of stir-fried veg. I've got a little bit of hot sauce on there, a gram and a half of salt, and then two rice cakes as well. At the moment, calories are around about kind of 4,000 at the moment. My train day and rest days I've just kept the exact same, and then I'm going to slowly increase my training days and just push the carbohydrates more there. So I've been about 10 weeks at the moment in a health phase. So I'm going to start probably as of next week pushing and trying to really pack on the size. But I'm around about, what am I now? Around about 18 to 20 pounds up from stage weight, and I'm relatively still in good condition. So I'm very, very happy with actually how things are going. And so now these next kind of 60 to 20 weeks, I'm going to really try and push for that extra size. So I'm still really hungry as well. Like, I'm having to actively make sure I don't eat my first meal too early. I'm having to keep my fluid intake high. So I'm still kind of ready to push. So normally I get to like 5,000 calories, and then my appetite starts to say like, no more, mate. Yeah. So we'll see. I've got quite a few ideas that I'm going to do to help increase my calories, but keep my volume very low. So I should be all good. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what my weight gets up to. So I think I was 203 pounds this morning. So yeah, looking forward to it. But anyway, I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to film my upper body day. I'm going to show you currently how I'm looking 10 weeks post show. And yeah, let's get into it. So just pulled up the gym, Ultraflex Derby, best gym in the world. Yeah, I got upper today. The gym is super busy today. I don't know why. It's like 1:30, and normally, half one, it should be, everyone said it should be at work, but guess they're not. Everyone's obviously got the day off, or they finished early, I don't know, but we'll see how busy it is. And yeah, we'll get some of the footage of what I'm doing. I'll probably record every exercise as well, just to show exactly what my training setup is. And then yeah, I'll get stuck into it and show you the post-workout visuals, see how I'm looking 10 weeks post-show. So I thought I'd do a talk over of my training, just because I keep getting copyrighted whenever I try to use music. So I think it's a little bit easier me just to talk about it. So my first exercise is a single arm side raise machine. Really focus on here on trying to keep my arm pushed down so I don't involve my trap. So I'm going to try and make sure as I get to the bottom, I'm kind of dropping my shoulder blade down. And this is really going to take out that trap and put it more on that side delt. Second exercise, single arm row. I'm really liking my single arm stuff at the moment. I feel like I can just connect to the muscles so much better. And it just really, really helps with, obviously, if there's any movements that you struggle to connect with, or any muscle group that you struggle to connect with, I definitely recommend just try and do a single arm so you can just really isolate that one side and just think about feeling it the whole time. Think about feeling it on the way in, think about feeling it on the way out, and just try to keep tension on throughout the whole movement. Then I move on to like a chest press machine. Big focus in here is just keeping the movement slow, controlled. I don't want to be bouncing out the bottom. Something that I used to do a lot, where I used to kind of just like bounce at the bottom to try and get the weight back up. And I wasn't really keeping any tension on the chest. And my chest now is so much better than it was. Yet I was probably lifting an extra 10 to 20 kilo heavier per side, but they were just crap reps. So it doesn't really matter if you're moving a weight A to B. Like I said, we're trying to stimulate the muscle. We're not, power lifters or weightlifters who are just trying to move a weight. We're trying to connect with the muscle to improve it. So yeah, the big thing I've been doing at the moment is just slowing everything down and really thinking about what I'm trying to work. Got the hammer strength kind of low row here. I actually really like this kit. When I first
tried it. I didn't really like it, but I think I just didn't get the positioning right. So for here, I have my hips back a little bit, have my chest obviously slightly forward and leaning into the pad. And I don't like to go too heavy on this because I feel like then you can't get the squeeze. So this works really well for like mid to like upper back. And you'll probably see what I do here in a minute. When I can't physically get all the way in, I just kind of do some scapular kind of retractions. So just basically trying to retract my scapula and squeeze my mid back. And I feel like this just, here you go. This just gets so much more into like your upper traps and mid back and just kind of gets a little bit like a partial rep that you would do with like a side raise. We don't go fully the way up. You just get a little bit more out of the movement. And I only really do this in my very last set before moving into my exercise, just to rinse it a little bit more. The normal pec deck machine that I usually use was kind of, it's always taken. It's that prime pec deck one, which is like the best pec deck. So I thought I'd give this hoist one a go. Always find hoist equipment really unusual because your whole body moves with it at the same time. But this felt really good. It's a lot heavier in the squeeze than it is in the kind of bottom range. So like here, it drops off. But then as you drive in, it gets really heavy here. But then it does make the contraction feel really good. But it just makes it like a little bit harder for when you are trying to get that contraction. You feel like you just get stuck and you can't make it. So, but yeah, really good machine and really enjoyed it actually. So if the prime one is ever taken, I will just probably use this from the future. Then moving on to probably actually my favorite bicep exercise. It's just a really easy standing machine, slightly kind of leant back on a bench, keeping your chest up high, making sure to keep tension on your biceps throughout. The reason why I have the bench back a little bit is because it then puts me in position to keep tension on my biceps. If I have that bench completely 90 degrees, it will move me forward. And then as I get to the bottom of the movement, it would drop off all tension off my bicep. And then I'm just kind of like relaxing it. Whereas I'm not trying to do that. I want to remain tension throughout and absolutely like rinse the bicep as much as possible. So you can see here, for example, I'm going really slow on the eccentric. The eccentric, you're always going to be stronger than when you're driving up. So you want to be able to make sure you are really rinsing the negative on the way down to get as much out of it as possible. Once I do both arms and can't do any more, I kind of move to a bit of single arm just to get a little bit of partials because this was my last set of this. I do 3 sets in total of the bicep one. And then I moved on to a back supported kind of push down. I actually quite like this. I feel like you can get a really good contraction. You can push back into that kind of back pad and it keeps you nice and stable. And then, like I said, really focus on that contraction, keeping it smooth, elbows tucked in. And by this point, I think this was my 3rd set of this as well. My arms were pretty fried, so I don't think I got the most amount of reps here. But yeah, it felt good. I changed around the attachment a couple of times, just playing around with which attachment I found kind of fitted best. And I think this one was probably it, to be fair. And then I think I'll go for a few partials here. No, I'm still grinding it out. Oh, hips are going. There you go. That was painful, actually. So looking at the visuals now, 10 weeks post-show, just going through some poses, front and lat spread here. Very happy with obviously still, keeping relatively low body fat and quite a bit of fullness, to be fair. So considering, like I said, 10 weeks into a health phase, I normally look quite a bit softer than this. So I'm very happy with this. I think, not pushing my food too high too early and just really controlling that first kind of 5 weeks has paid off big time. So now my food, like I said, is around about 4,000, 4,100-ish. And like I said, appetite is in a really good spot and I'm feeling fresh, feeling good. Pumps are still really good and digestion feels amazing. So yeah, very, very happy with the visuals. You can see a good amount of detail on my side legs still. Midsections, pretty tight. There isn't too much body fat on there. Considering I think I am about 20 pounds up, to be fair, from stage. So yeah, I'm in a good spot. And sometimes people might think 20 pounds is a lot in 10 weeks, but average a 2 pound increase a week, it is a lot. But when you are stage lean, you need to get body fat back on you quick, because otherwise all that happens is you'll probably just get ill, because your body just doesn't want to, especially when you're stage lean. Like I couldn't have got any leaner really. I need to put body fat back on me for energy. Otherwise, my training would have been terrible. I probably would have ended up losing muscle mass even more. And, you're not going to grow, which I definitely think I have grown a little bit in these 10 weeks, even though, like I said, I've not been pushing food and I'm in a health phase. So now I then obviously, get my bloods back, which I have. And obviously there's a few things I wanted to correct, which I am. And then, like I said, now I should be in a good spot to start to push back up. And ideally, I'd like to see potentially another 20 pounds of this. So 40 pounds up in stage weight, and hopefully at least 5 pounds or so of that would be actual muscle.
So that is my session done. Really good session, actually. I'm really liking all their movements at the moment, and I connect them really well. And like I said, energy's been really good, performance has been good, and my strength's in a pretty decent spot, considering I'm like 10 weeks into a health phase. I'm excited to see where my strength's going to go now once, I start pushing things a bit more. So yeah, good session. I've got a delivery that should be here. I paid £10 for express delivery. £10 for delivery nearly killed me. But I was like, do you know what? I want them for my leg day. So basically they're like the barefoot shoes. I've been wanting to get them for ages. And then I looked online and they had a deal on. It was like £40 off them. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. So yeah, I bought them to see how they are. So you shall see them in tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow's, but in the next video when I record my leg day. I will look to obviously, show them and then tell you how I feel about them. I've always worn like rider wear kind of shoes for leg day, like the flat sole ones. So I'm interested to see if I feel any different with them. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've always preferred like to train like certain movements in my socks. So it was quite good, the fact that these will like literally feel like I'm wearing my socks, but they're just going to be a lot more kind of grip to them. So yeah, we shall see if I rate them or not. But yes, got post-workout meal now, which is the exact same meal as I had before with my pre-workout meal without the avocado. So less fat, so quicker absorption. And then tonight is the Traitors final. If you've not been watching Traitors, get on it. It is good. And tonight is obviously the final. So I reckon Rachel's going to go and Stephen's going to win it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've probably got no idea. But if you do, we shall see if I'm right or not. So yeah, I think that's going to happen. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the upper body session. And like I said, the next video will be my leg day. I will be testing out them shoes as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one.